Well, let's get started. A little technical difficulty there. Now, got a question, okay? All right, if you don't know me yet, get to know me a little bit. I'm kind of blunt, right to the point. I make millionaires and billionaires, okay? So tab and pen time always. Get your tab and your pen, write down a bunch of notes, and then that way I can tell you what to do. Let's have my fun. Now, I understand something. The ultimate goal is everybody getting past go. That means very simple today. You have the ability to get to million to billion. But the reality is I'm going to say something very simple. You haven't done it yet. Okay? If you have, you probably had some money, maybe kind of pissed it away. All right? We're going to talk about leveraging, all kinds of fun stuff. So tonight and today, this afternoon, let's talk about a lot of things. But understand, my question is, should I get mad at my clients sometimes? I do. Sometimes they piss me off. Isn't that terrible? They're always right. No, that's true. Clients are not always right. It's not easy. The hardest thing to do is help somebody when they've done everything they can and they're kind of stuck. In other words, no one wants to be told what to do. Let's just cut to the chase. Nobody wants to be told what to do. All right, it's like a blueprint call I just had. Client, 20 years ago. All right, it's back in the program because guess what? In 2009, everybody heard I died, which I did, but I got to come back. When he realized, hey, he's still around. Let's get a hold of him a call. Then he wants to give me $250,000 of credit. Then he wants to give me $250,000 of cash. I want to figure out where he's at first to figure out what we're really going to do. It's not easy. I look at a lot of things, not easy. See, today, your ability is to listen and learn. And sorry, a lot of you've been ripped off by a lot of people. All right, you've been hurt by friends, family, whatever. Now we got to write down corporation. That's a minimum of $100,000. All right, we need $100,000 of corporate credit. But how do we structure this the right way? We look at the bank. The Bank of America shutting down 400 more locations, or Chase, US Bank, whatever bank you want to pick. They shut. Well, let's get started. A little technical difficulty there. Now, got a question, okay? All right, if you don't know me yet, get to know me a little bit. I'm kind of blunt, right to the point. I make millionaires and billionaires, okay? So tab and pen time always. Get your tab and your pen, write down a bunch of notes, and then that way I can tell you what to do. Let's have my fun. Now, I understand something. The ultimate goal is everybody getting past go. That means very simple today. You have the ability to get to million to billion. But the reality is I'm going to say something very simple. You haven't done it yet. Okay? If you have, you probably had some money, maybe kind of pissed it away. All right? We're going to talk about leveraging, all kinds of fun stuff. So tonight and today, this afternoon, let's talk about a lot of things. But understand, my question is, should I get mad at my clients sometimes? I do. Sometimes they piss me off. Isn't that terrible? They're always right. No, that's true. Clients are not always right. It's not easy. The hardest thing to do is help somebody when they've done everything they can and they're kind of stuck. In other words, no one wants to be told what to do. Let's just cut to the chase. Nobody wants to be told what to do. All right, it's like a blueprint call I just had. Client, 20 years ago. All right, it's back in the program because guess what? In 2009, everybody heard I died, which I did, but I got to come back. When he realized, hey, he's still around. Let's get a hold of him a call. Then he wants to give me $250,000 of credit. Then he wants to give me $250,000 of cash. I want to figure out where he's at first to figure out what we're really going to do. It's not easy. I look at a lot of things, not easy. See, today, your ability is to listen and learn. And sorry, a lot of you've been ripped off by a lot of people. All right, you've been hurt by friends, family, whatever. You try to do this or that, and what happened? Bottom line is you have the ability to change your life if you choose to. My goal is to change the world, not just yours, the world. And that's what I've always tried to do, is give 110%, if that's even possible. Now, we're going to say no pictures, no recording. Why? Because I don't want you to basically, take a picture, because you don't pay attention to those in your cell phone anyway. You might look at it once in a while, but if you write it down, you can get past go. That's the goal. What if we could write something down and write down 10 steps, and at the end of the 10 steps, you have $100,000, $1 million of credit, or personal, or business, or money. I look at it this way. Every one of you need 100,000 of personal credit, period. All right, you might not agree with me, but again, all right, I'm going to feel I'm always right about that. $100,000 of personal credit. Why? Because balancing debts is a pain in the asset. Balancing credit is a pain in the asset too. Understanding there's rules and tools that nobody taught you. So understand personal credit, we got to start with 10,000 to 100,000. So write down personal credit 10 to 100,000. Now we got to write down corporation. That's a minimum of $100,000. All right, we need $100,000 of corporate credit. But how do we structure this the right way? We look at the bank. The Bank of America shutting down 400 more locations, or Chase, US Bank, whatever bank you want to pick. They shut down branch numbers. The branch is a separate corporation with a separate tax ID. See, if you were to Google bankruptcy today, bankruptcy, you would see the only thing that can file bankruptcy, and the 7 different types of bankruptcy they are, happens to be an SSN and SS4. So, okay, we used to have debtor's prison in the 1700s. So understand, all right, the only thing to file bankruptcy is a person. What did I say? Person. So if you're going to play with me, we're going to do a project together, I need you to understand how it works, and I need to get you past go. So we have to understand bankruptcy. You see, people bring the pain home. That hurts. If I did it long enough, it hurt like hell. Well, what do? You bring the pain home because you don't know any better. All right, you don't want to, but you listen to silly people, and that's just the way it works. So the goal is personal credit, 10,000 to 100,000. Write it down. Corporate credit has to be $100,000. We got to get in our minds and understand something. Borrow money is not taxable. Borrow money is not taxable. Write it down. You see, you should circle it 10 times. This means if I take and I build corporate credit, up, and away, what am I going to do? This is free damn money. I'm not winning the lottery, all right? I'm not getting a big enough raise. So if I don't create the cash credit to finance the business, I'm stuck. And I believe most of you are stuck. And I think that sucks. The reality is I just have to be me. And the reality is I can get you that $100,000 to $1 million of credit. Is it easy? No. Will it basically kick your assets sometimes? Yeah. But a corporation and incorporation, Now, the next thing we have to do is understand this side here. So let's understand. Today, your goal is to get the American dream. Do you know what the American dream is? Is it living on the hill, drive the car of your dreams? If anybody sues you, they get diddly squat. See, it's easy to say something, but what about the rules and tools? What about the steps, how to go get it? We have to understand mindset, okay? I want you to focus on how you brought the pain home, okay? Most of you jacked up the cards, you dropped the score, you got stuck, you couldn't get any more. You backed yourself and your family in a corner. All right, I call that silly and dumb, but you didn't know any better. You didn't know any better, okay? No one wants to teach you about personal business credit besides me, and I helped set up the system, a lot of things behind the scenes years ago. So if we think today, a legal person, a corporation is a legal person of law. It's public record. So if I have a legal person of flesh or a corporation, still a legal person. The only thing to file bankruptcy is a legal corporation, entity, or a person. So I have to understand, most people when they start a business, they're, what if something didn't work? They think about it, they talk about it for a minute, and then they run in the wrong direction. And that's what happens. They didn't dissect it in pieces. I want you to understand something, never intent to do fraud, but the intent to protect your ass. It's called a division. I will not sign a lease, a building, a car. I will not sign anything as me, the person. It's not possible. I would not do that because there's always some shit that happens. I wish we didn't have an oh shit day. I wish I didn't feel like the devil's right here in my shoulder trying to kick my assets all the time, but he doesn't go away. He won't go away. No matter how much I pray, he won't go away. Bank of America, by the end of this year, will bankrupt now up to 8,000 locations. They bankrupt a branch number, which is a corporation. They basically took the money, the assets, and walked away and wrote it off in their taxes. You have to realize you can't write off you. Being you sometimes sucks because the only thing we write off is your house. But a corporation can write off almost everything it wants to do. Even if you don't want a business, you should have a corporation. You should run your life through a corporation. But again, that's why they came up with the single filing. Banks, grocery stores, cities. My goal is out of my 29 people in coaching, I have 20 now up to millionaire status. I have 9 more I'm working with, getting them up and away. And that means they get that $1 million of credit and all the pieces they're doing. Is it easy? No, it's a pain in the asset. When a client gets a credit card like an American Express, and then all of a sudden we build them up and away, and then they basically want to pay down some debts, and then they shrink the limit. It sucks. I mean, Karen, she didn't like it. It's like, damn, why the hell would you shrink my limit? I'm on my way up and away, and I always pay my bills. All right, Carrie had the same problem here. So did John. We have to be committed to do something. We have to follow through. If we can look around our city today, state, and we can see they filed bankruptcy on locations, but they're still in business. So can we. But again, we can't have any intent to do fraud. So the goal is very simple, or always, always, always for me. I can't bring the pain home. I made a promise to myself, if I ever got married, I'd make sure I don't bring the pain home. Now, that was my promise to me. All right. So again, how do I stop bringing the pain home? I don't start bringing it there anyway. It's a corporation division process. If I'm going to screw up something, it's going to be a division because I can get another one and another one. I can't get another one of me. Ow, that hurts. I can't get another one of me. But again, all right, Miss Walker here. She spent $100,000+ on Tony Baloney and all the bullshit motivational speakers out there. And what did she do? Almost went broke. Almost went bankrupt last year. I had to rebuild her. Was it easy? No. Okay. Coaching her is a pain in the ass head sometimes. Because when she's feeling down, I got to wake her up. Shake her up. Understand, we got to do this, and do this. If not, we're dead. You have to understand your personal life CFO and your business life CFO. If we're going to play in a business and I go get that apartment complex for you and I share 25% of that sucker, I want you to do one thing. Stay the hell out of my way. That's right. I want to get you 75%. Let me do all the work because I'm better at it than you. And if I get to do that, you just get money. You know what you want anyway. But then if you don't learn how to play with money, there's your next problem. Every solution, every problem and step and goal has what? Rules and tools. Getting to millionaire status. All I know is I dissect everything. I dissect it. How does it work? It's like, which one of these cards is the best one to have? Which one's the worst card? Okay, why do I want these? Why do I want 9 sisters? Why do I want these? Why do I want all these things? See, we have the ability, and this is what we have to look at. I mean, hell, I got so many damn books, I don't know what to do with all these books anymore. I mean, I've got 112 books of credit cards of $63 million friggin' dollars of credit cards, not counting the hundreds of millions of dollars of lines of credit. But again, you're going to go, I want that too. Your problem is you don't know how to play with money. I'm sorry, but you don't. You don't know how, if I gave you $1 million today to look behind the curtain, what the hell to do with it. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, but most of you had some money before. You pissed it away, and then you're broke the next day. If we're going to play my way for a while, because I get people to millionaire and billionaire, and I got no, sorry, bullshit to give you besides the truth. You're going to dissect every piece. You're going to look behind the curtain. You're going to understand how it works by the time I'm done with you. All right. Before, what did you do? I'm going to hire the CPA and attorney. They're going to take care of me. Bullshit. They didn't take care of you, let you down. And that's the problem. All I know is I wanted out of hell as a little kid. 9.5 years old. Torrance Library. Blueprint for Success. See it, believe it, go get it. That's what I wrote. I wrote, see it. If I see what I want, if I pray, God will open the door and I'll go get it. That's what made sense to me. Heck, I pray at the ATM machine. I pray at the gas pump. I pray everything works. It's like the devil's right here going, ah! It won't stop. It won't go to hell away. Go back to hell where you belong. But it won't go away. So I got to fight through the pain. So do you. What's our goal? Let's repackage you my way like Humpty Dumpty. All right. I wish there was a magic wand. I don't have one. All I know is going after that mansion in the harbor. I got sides kicked twice from that shitty real estate agent who wanted his brother or someone else to get it. See, not getting it was not easy. See, I wanted it. Why do I need the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor? I got 3 yachts. I got 2 race boats. I got a Duffy and Sea-Doos. I want them in my backyard. Is that hard to want? Hell, I was bored at 26 when I brought in 2.6 billion. Hell, I got everything I want and I'm bored. I'm going to get fat, ugly, and die. That's what I felt. That was my panic, makes me panic. Fat, ugly, and die. I got everything, but I'm bored. What a place to be. Yeah, you like to be bored like that too, huh? Not so easy. Do you want to be a millionaire? The answer is no. Write it down. Do you want to be a corporate millionaire? The answer is hell yes. See, you got to get your head around this. Your paycheck is your lifestyle. Left over. Okay? Then the corporation gets all the write-offs. Left over. Okay? Then the corporation gets all the write-offs and the goodies. That's what makes sense to me. So foundation, the structure. Some of you, you're going to have a problem come January. Your problem is you want a line of credit, not only for the corp, you want it for every division. But you waited too late to do the damn divisions. There's your problem. You waited till it was too late to age them. This month's almost over. We're getting into the last month of the 3rd quarter. And you're going to run out of time. I don't control time. All right. But again, you're getting older, slower. You're not as pretty as you used to be. Right now, you're upside down. We need to get you the next 50 years to get to millionaire, billionaire. But that's going to be up to you. So if we look at today, our goal is, what are we doing every day to get to the goal? What are we doing every day? What is the steps? What are the rules and tools? What did I tell you to do last? What do you need to do next? This is the thing. If we don't break it down in rules and tools and steps, how are we going to get it? Like I always tell you, get up an hour earlier than you went the day before. Program, coaching. I'm training my junior and senior coaches to replace me, okay, next year. All right, I don't want to do coaching next year, only for the ones that I have in coaching this year. Maybe will I extend them to next year. I got a radio show and TV show that got delayed. Hell, I want to do that. I got my own projects I want to do. I got 941 of those suckers. All right, because I'm not going to stop playing until I'm dead. Well, that's just me. The goal is, how do we play? So what is your goal? I think in the beginning, your goal should be money. Okay? I think it should be a $10,000 of personal credit, 50, 100,000, because that's what you need personally to balance your score. I think your corporation needs 100,000 plus. So the goal, what do? We have to focus on how do we create the money? Okay, here's the problem. You got your job, you get your paycheck, you have your net income. Some of you are living beyond your means, which is kind of stupid. So we have to reel it back in. We have to readjust. But our goal should be, how do we get money? Well, if I have 50,000 and I spend it, that means I pissed it away and I'm broke the next day. If I take 50,000 and reference 3 times 5, I can leverage into more money and I can finance the American dream and write it off, and I can offset the taxes. See, all of that I just said, do you understand? A corporation, we can get corporate credit. Instead of spending $50,000, we could spend $142 a month for that 50,000 bucks. Again, what card would we use? I'm going to look at Chase Freedom, Sapphire, or Inc. because there's no interest rate for 22 months. So I'm going to use that. Okay, personal business. What do I need to do? I need a monthly income. If I spend the money I have for the monthly income, I'll end up being broke. Why? Because there's always some, turd trying to knock you down. There's always somebody trying to bring us down. It's like sucks. Today, every one of you know 10 people. All right, today I had 3 people make over $1,000 today just by referring people to me. Okay, simple. If you're in here to make money and get and partner up in something, then start doing the referrals. When you do this, you get 20%. 20%. So that means you now have an income. The ability that you can get money back to your corporation. Now I Zelle. I like to Zelle to your corporation, but if you want me to Zelle to you, that's up to you because you have to put on your tax return. Corporation received the money, doesn't pay tax so it's profitable. You receive the money, you got to pay tax on everything you bring in. Is there a big difference? Hell yes. So if we break it down into pieces, it's like anything we do for business. Okay, how do we get to million to billion? We got to make money. For years, I always liked the businesses I like. I don't want to run a company. Okay, I have my personal goals, what I want to reach and change the world to help people. I don't want to go run the factories I own. I don't want to go manage the apartment complexes we own through the corporate structure, commercial real estate, storage units. I don't want to manage shit. Why would I want to when third party can manage it for me? But again, the first thing you have to do is put yourself in check. Today, what did you do yesterday, today, and tomorrow to make anything different? I believe you're having the same rerun. You see, every Monday at 6:12 in the morning, I get a list for repo. It's a repo list. Car, boat, house, apartment complex, duplex. Now, the duplex in the apartment complex shows me different cities and states that are auctioning off properties that they seized. Okay, because your city owns some apartment complex. Hell, they own some gas stations. The probate list, people had to die. God rest them, they're in a better place. Because I think this is hell sometimes. The divorce list, they don't like each other anymore. Okay, get a house. The bankruptcy list. So if we're going to create some income and create something not to be like the rest of the world, we have to do what I've always said. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. And then maybe sell supply and vendor credit. So the corporation. So let's understand. If we have a corporation that's great, you probably spend more than you should have. You even get it, it should have been free. You pay a filing fee. If you have your personal credit, we have to rebuild you. Okay. Either way, it has to be working in conjunction. If you do what you're told to do, if we fight through the pain, then about 36 months, okay, you'll have about a $10 million company. But it's not easy. It's a pain in the asset. If you do what I tell you to do, the more you think, the more you screwed up. The more you got to realize. Sometimes we got to bite our tongue and fight through the pain. Now, let's talk about real estate. Now, our corporations, the corporations I help manage and all these pieces, have a bunch of apartment complexes, some properties, all right, storage units, all the kind of stuff. Right now, a little over $1 billion of goodies. Okay, goodies. I call it a goodie because that's the only thing I ever had. See, I didn't get a mommy and a daddy, so I had to use the assets that I got as my trophies. Those were my goodies. Okay, I accomplished the goal. There's a goodie. So if I take $5,000 off of a damn card, I'm going to focus on real estate. Am I looking at Section 8 or management? Am I looking for 3 or 1? See, you roll the dice as you and you bring the pain home. I want to find properties at 100,000 brand new, and you have them in 14 different states. The down payment is 5,000. What am I doing? I'm gathering pieces through divisions, and I'm getting my first 10,000 a month. Then I'm growing it to 100,000. That's our mindset. We must build block after block after block. I don't care if it's Texas, Arizona, Utah. It doesn't matter where it's at. You can find properties, and we get to play. Here I look at, okay, 3 divisions. So here's 5 bedrooms. That's a little too big. But again, it's only $165,000. $250, $325. See, here's the thing. You want to fix up a property and make $50,000, maybe $100,000. By the time the contractor, subcontractors, and all the BS happens to you, you're lucky to break even or come away with 20,000 bucks. You're building short term, and your vision is money now, now, now. I'm building long term. Long as I got $500 a month, that's all I care about. It's going to go up and away anyway. That's my goal. Okay, at least positive cash flow. But again, it's like every time I do one of these, I have right now 22, all right, between apartment complex and storage units. I'm working with clients. These are people that fought through the pain. They sweat. They died for this crap. They're in the 6 o'clock class or 4:30 on Saturdays. They got 2 to 3 million. They got 5 to 6 million, and they're basically playing the game. Getting that apartment complex is not as easy as people make it sound. Storage units, it's a pain in the ass, but it's where you make the money. I don't want to own it and run it. I just want to be the damn bank. Juan's getting $22,000 a month now. Okay, that's his cut. That goes to his corporation in a division. Mary at $47,000. David got $54,000. So when we partner up with this, I fought through the pain. I deal with the damn escrow. I deal with the bank. I use my accounts and everything I can to get them past go. And they get to the point, they just get money coming in. And then I try to force them to learn more, and then they get that attitude. Well, Ray, I understand that. Just make me more. The reality is you get to more as you build more and more and more. When they don't understand as much, I slow them down. Ray, that's not nice. I got 80,000 last month. I thought you promised 100,000, but you didn't show up to the damn class to learn what I'm doing. Well, I don't need to. Yeah, well, then you stay at 80. Why the hell would I put you to 100,000 a month if you don't do what I tell you to do in the first place? Okay. I told everybody and my clients in coaching, I'm going to tell them what the hell to do. And they got to do what I tell them to, because I want them to win. But again, go to the expo, get stuck, go ahead. That's what happens almost every time. Dry cleaning. And it didn't matter for books and all this silly stuff. I give him one location, but again, he wants all 3. I picked 3. I was going to buy all 3 myself, but he wants all 3. We partnered up. His cut's $63,000 a month. Is that good or bad? You drive through the city, you see these on every damn street corner. Why don't you own them all? Why not? But again, we can look at the laundromat to dry cleaning. See, even during pandemic, this stuff stayed in business. And that's what I like about it. So again, we have to start building block by block by block. Here's 30,000. What do we do? Well, again, what we have to look at is here's a corporation. I don't ever want to do business as a corp. If I do, they sue it, they would sue me. Happens almost every time. But the corporation has a division, has a laundromat, and then another one and another one. Okay? If they're close by, you don't have the same name. You change the damn name. You want people to think you're competing, or that's your competition. That's how you play the game. Storage units are my favorite. I like storage units because all employees are third-party management, cameras everywhere. If I have some empties, who cares? The rest is full. And the property value, property, and then what building go up and away. The value is going up no matter what you do. It's a way to basically have, or even leverage the hell out of it again and again. Every time I have a storage unit and I build equity after, a certain time, 6 months to a couple of years, I suck out the equity again and again. I think equity sitting is stupid. Well, I'm going to retire eventually. Yeah, before you retire, you'll be dead. Okay? Because you didn't know how to play. Again, live to the fullest while you're alive. But again, suck out the equity. I have bought Jack in the Boxes, since I was about 19 years old. They're one of the favorites that I like is franchise. Okay, per division. Okay, gas stations are good too. I like that. See, I like something that I don't have to manage. It's like when I lost my 22,000 payphones because they invented these technology 10 units. They're willing to give you grant money or even profit and nonprofit. Damn, go get the damn money. You got two companies, one in San Diego and one in San Francisco. You can partner up and have a distributorship. And you can make between 11,000 to 22,000 a month. All right, literally, and they per division. See, these are the things we have to think about. All right, business. All right, I don't want to run it. I want to basically own it. I want to be the bank. Ever since I was 21, I want to be the bank. I wrote Become the Bank out of Nevada because I'm the largest registered agent in the world at the time. And I sold more Nevada corps than anybody on this planet. But again, Nevada is only the profit zone when you get to the 3 to 5 million. You don't need it till then. But again, if all of a sudden you drive around the street today and you see these things at every street corner, the busy streets, why the hell don't you own these? I mean, you should be gathering these just like cars or anything else. These are things to get. These are goodies. But again, all right, the hardest thing is to get the first one. Okay, and that's what we did for Brandy here. All right, and Brad. Brandy and Brad got their first location. Brad was good. Brandy was a pain in the ass at because it never happened as fast as she wanted. And she expected now. I told her I don't have a magic wand. Okay, mine's broken. But eventually, fighting through that pain, they got their first location. The first check they got into their corporation was $36,000. $36,000. No, that'd be good, right? Brad was good. Brandy's still a pain in the ass at. Why? I thought it would be more. Instead of saying thank you, she's a pain in the ass at. See, I tell them we're going to build a 6 months reserve. Okay? So again, we play it safe. So their cut is 36,000. They get 75%. I get 25% for my division, and we're building a reserve that's through an accounting. 6 months from now, that 36,000 will be 62,000. But we're going to wait. See, the problem is we're not pissing away money, and that's what most people do. They get to the point, is I give you $1 million today. What do? I want to buy a car. Boy, shut up. You're going to reference 3 times 5. You're going to reference 3 times 5. If you're going to reference 3 times 5, you're going to do what you're told to do, and nobody wants to be told what to do. If you don't learn to leverage money and build debt to offset taxes, you're not friggin' listening. Okay, that's the problem. You got to understand how to play the game to win. And we got to dissect every piece. If you're ever going to retire, you need $5 million. Anything below that, you're not going to retire. You're going to live with your kids. Okay, there's the problem. And you're going to have to stay active in the business. Because if you retire with money, the IRS is going to come get you. But again, the corporation business is growing. So here's our problem. Almost every one of you are 55 and above. You are disappointed on people on planet Earth. You played it safe. You never took a chance. And this is the problem. If you did, you got your assets kicked. What is our goal? Grab a division, roll the dice, give it a hell of a try. Screws up, disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put it here, can't save it, bankrupt it, go get another one, and another one, and another one. Problem you've got is you bringing the pain home. If we're going to play, everyone in my 6 o'clock morning class on Saturday, 4:30 in the afternoon, I have not only helped them, I've made sure I looked at their irrevocable trust, because I don't want them having a problem and come back on me. Okay, I don't want that. They got a problem, keep it to yourself. All right, this world's hard enough. You look at your assets in your house, you look at the assets in what? All right, the office, you make your list, or you check it twice, you take a picture of your assets, because then we're going to put an irrevocable trust. We're going to leverage our own assets, be able to protect it and borrow against it. We're going to have a UCC1 place on any asset. It's entitlement of ownership. We're going to die. I'm hoping I can live another 50 years. I don't know. But again, my assets are protected because I don't have anything. It belongs to corporations, irrevocable trust. I'm not stupid enough to put something in my name. I learned that at 8.5 years old. But again, irrevocable trust. So make sure you do this correctly. I'm not going to partner up with you until it's in place. We're not going to get a location until I check and basically what? Cross the T's and dot the I's. Because I want to make sure you don't bring the pain home. All right, that's the goal. But again, if you screw up, that's on you. Take your picture. I don't want to run a business. I hate running a business. I just want to be the damn bank. That's all I want to do. Every one of you should think about divisions for every piece here. You should do all of these pieces, every piece. We look at an apartment complex. It doesn't change. It has never changed. It's the same thing. We talk to the broker. He or she doesn't want to tell us anything besides the price and put money down and blah, blah, blah. We do our title search and find out who really owns it. We got to put 10% down. That's what they want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell them that because I have another way to play the game to leverage the money, the equity. If all of a sudden I get this closed escrow and I got $13,452, my problem is I got to realize one thing: those tenants can sue me, all right, and sue the corporation of the pieces. That has to be a division of a corporation. But one of those tenants could sue and destroy everything I just did. $13,452 is not enough. If we dissect it and we turn them into what? Split deeding the units. What did I do? Assignment of mortgage. See, you got one loan at Chase, or let's say it's B of A, whatever it is. All right. I don't have to get their permission to do this. I can do assignment of mortgage. I can create $76,800 a month. All right. And I can get the money coming in. The tenants now, I can sue them if they don't pay. But again, all right, and the other way, they could sue me. No, 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 no. I'd rather be the bank for 30 years. I'd rather be the bank. Today, your research should be very simple. Freddie Mac, Section 8s. It should literally be DSCR loans. Look at those. Again, what do we look at? Here's what we did on this complexes here. Okay, we got one that literally had 66 what? Divisions. Why do I need 66 divisions? Because it has 64 units. 64 different units, 1 through 64. So I have to get one to receive the whole complex. I have to have one of me to guarantee it. There's my 66. Okay, now I got to go back to the tenant. I'm going to ask them if they like to own their piece, which are Section 8s, which are not. Now I get 100,000 per 20 units. All right, there's 66, so I get $300,000 to fix them up. Okay, no problem. But you would use that $300,000, put it in the bank. I'm going to reference 3 times 5. I'm going to take that $300,000 and turn it to $4.4 million of our money, offsets taxes. Debt offsets taxes. I'm going to leverage, you know what, out of it to become the damn bank. There's the goal. But again, it's up to you. So getting goodies, $100 million buildings, other buildings as well, worth about $9 million. Okay, over here, all these pieces and properties and Lamborghinis and all the goodies. It's $500 million of goodies. But again, they're not in my name because I'm not going to put it in my name. I don't know which one's going to hurt me the most. All right, I don't know which one's going to slip, fall, and sue me and screw me up. God's gift. Mansions, harbors. When you have properties in off irrevocable trust or division name. Division name first, and then irrevocable trust. When you're dead, it takes over. You see, the goal is to protect the assets too. And it doesn't matter if it's race boats or yachts. It doesn't matter if it's defies. See, the greatest thing you can do at the end of a day of a Friday is you basically lower the Duffy on the dock. You have the music playing nice, the lights are on, the moon's out there, and you take your beautiful wife over to Captain Jack's, all right, for steak, lobster, or prime rib. And you drive the Duffy to the restaurant and you bring it back. And you cruise to the harbor. That's a goodie. Okay, see, that's a trophy. That makes me feel, hey, I accomplished a goal. And that's the goal. Doesn't matter if it's a Lamborghini, the big building. Every goal we're trying to accomplish, it takes steps, rules, and tools. I mean, buy a car at fleet price. Yeah, it can be done. What about the steps to go do it? Everything has to be broken down in steps, rules, and tools. We have no choice. You see, I get to the point, I get possessed on a goal. I get to the point, no matter what I do, I'm going to fight through the pain and I'm going to reach the goal. Okay? I'm not going to stop trying to reach the goal. Okay? Getting knocked down, hey, I'm going to get back up 1,000 times, and that's the goal. We have to get back up. We have no choice, because if we want it bad enough, are we willing to do what it takes to get there? There's the bottom line. Good evening, John. So it's like anything else. I don't know why I can kick. All right. Do you have any weird gift you can do? Like, can you do something weird or something no one else can do? I don't know. Okay. I'm kicking the door jam at 10. I'm kicking the backs of a hoop when I'm 14 and literally making it go like this at T-Week or junior high. The Register newspaper took a picture. And he said, white man can jump. All I know is I could do something. I didn't know I could do it better than most. And that's all I did. I just did my best. And I let God do the rest. Research after coma. Find out my grandfather's Richard Bishop. All right, won the Olympics in 32. Coach Bishop, Roosevelt High. They made a movie after the guy. He didn't give a shit about me. He didn't give a shit at all. Nobody in my family did. That's why they threw me in a damn trash can. I was a piece of shit to them. And that sucks. I had to fight to get out of hell. Guinness Book of Records turd comes in and says, where's the wires? It pissed me off. So I kicked out the lights. Shit, why not? It's only 13 feet. My point is, if you put your mind to it, you'll reach the goal no matter how many times you get knocked down. The word no doesn't mean no. It means you accepted it. I don't accept no. They told me I couldn't get number 20 property when I was 17 and a half because I have 19. They go, how'd you get that? They treated me like I was a piece of shit because I had 19 properties. Like I did something wrong. No, I'm smarter than you and you're an idiot. Now you don't know how, and I know how. I knew how to do it. Again, all right, no doesn't mean no. It never has. We have 1,000 steps. 1,000. Are they easy? No. Okay, 1,000 steps to master if we're going to control our destiny. Okay, at the time when I had the #1 info commercial and we're doing the Millionaires Founders Kit, I was told by several experts in the world is not ready for you, Ray. That's what they said 15 years ago. The world's not ready for that blueprint for success. A to Z, $1 million of credit. I was just having fun at the Bonaventure, okay, for 32 years every Wednesday night. 5,000 a set, here's some money. Let's go get it. That was the goal. When I wrote Winning the Game of Business, because I turned this into a game as a kid, and that's what I did. Okay, I turned it into a damn game. Now, I wrote down financial freedom. I wrote down blueprint for success, and all right, see it, believe it, go get it, and all these things that I did at 9.5 years old. My brain was way over here, even though I'm only 9.5. But again, what do? I wrote down cash flow free per time. Now, I'm sorry that other guy tried to use it too, but he filed bankruptcy. I don't want to go into his crap. Okay, the reality is it's all, to me, BS. You can't get where you want to go unless you find someone like me holding your hand, showing you the steps, rules, and tools. You're going to get knocked down, get you up again and again, and get to the vision process. Okay, you've tried all your life. It hasn't worked. My way works. It's time you listen to what I have to say. And 30% of your clients for over the last 25 years anyway. Dying in a coma sucks. It's terrible. Doesn't matter if you got $3.7 billion of corporate structure. I'm going to die in a damn coma. It sucks. My wife's freaking out. She's freaking out everywhere. What do I do? Okay, what does she do? She calls the tax attorney, the one she thought we trust. I gave her a black tape and a letter and said, don't sign anything unless these 5 people in the room. I thought I had it set up. She calls the office. She calls and says, hey, Ron, he drives a U-Haul truck to steal my books and CDs. See, the point is the people you trust are the ones who are probably going to shit on you when shit hits the fan, or they can take advantage of you. Sorry, but it seems to be true in most cases, but not yours, of course. Here's Tom selling my websites and phone numbers to a damn porn site because I got 50 million people in my database, all right, and they're the highest bidder. You don't call the phone number. So we have to understand something today. Is it easy? No. You want to partner up, you got to do what I ask you to do. Millionaires Founders Kit, call the office. Spend $500, get the 12 books and CDs, not a problem. Okay, in a live event, I always say it's $299. Okay, $299. It's a giveaway. There you go. It's a Zell. Now let's look. Are you dissecting this page? The answer is no. I dissect everything that I can see. Okay, and I hear. Okay, so I look at the bottom of this. Who owns Zell? The banks got together July 6, 2022 and bought Zell in a group. Huh. No wonder they can shut down these locations. They don't need them anymore. Because you'd go to the bank to deposit or pull out money and Zell all the time. Okay. No wonder your banks in the last 3 weeks had to settle lawsuits. Check it on Google. No wonder they have to announce how many more locations are shutting down. This is in front of you and you're not paying attention to it. All right, wait till next year, January 1st, 2025. Okay, I can tell you what's going to happen already. And I'm always right. I don't want to say because you'll think I'm arrogant. No, my predictions are always right. And it's like the Zell. Simple. So it's like specialty classes. So here we have from 8 classes in rotation. I'm going to add 2 more. Every Saturday they're live with me. You're stuck with me every step of the way, and I don't have any BS to give you. Again, what do? If we're going to get to the millionaire status, you need 100,000 of personal credit, 10,000 to 100,000. That's what you need. I got to get you to a 750. I got to make sure if I say I'm going to do this in the corporation and credit, that I get you over here rebuilt. See, nobody does what I do. All right, on planet Earth besides me. Okay, don't know why. That's just what it is. We have to understand the rules and tools. When I help train Yarborough, cards, sticky, build you to 750, get you that 10,000, get you the 100,000 of credit. We got to have our corporation or divisions in place because I'm not willing to sacrifice my family. You have sacrificed you and your family long enough. It's not acceptable. We have to have cash credit, $100,000 minimum to $1 million. We have to have checkbook money. We have to have vendor and supply money. This is a must-have. We must have these things in place. If we don't have it in place, I don't want to partner with you ever. Hell no. If you're all screwed up with bankruptcy and crap and tax lien shit, stay the hell away from me. Okay, and unless you let me rebuild you, I don't want to play with you. Okay, I need you to understand because, all right, you have a problem. We got to make sure we rebuild the problem. Corporation, it's a gift. It's a gift. I listened, little boy me, in the corner. They said a corporation's a legal person. That it just clicked. I wrote it down. They said it was weird. Probably true. Where can I go? I tried to talk to grown-ups. They didn't care. I was a piece of shit in the corner. And they told me that too. So the reality is I had to go to the library. Corporations are free. I found that out at 9.5 years old. They're all free in all 50 states. You pay a filing fee. That's it. A little filing fee for the corporation. That's all you pay. Because you didn't learn diddly squat with your CPA and attorney anyway. You thought they're going to take care of you. No. You will learn more from me in an overview in one class than you ever learned in your friggin' life. And I know it and you know it. If you just do what you're told to do, you'll get to where you want to go. Is it easy? Hell no. But you got to stop bringing the pain home. You got to put your ducks in a row and you got to let me repackage you. That's the goal, repackaging you. So we take the average person. We take the worst case, Glenn living in his car. Well, that sucked. All right. Of course, it's got to freeze. That's half the fun. Okay. Again, we got to have problems against technical things. But again, you got to scream. You know, when I met Glenn living in his Pinto car, it broke my heart. It always, remind me when I was a kid. But again, Glenn, I'm sorry she left you. All right, you lost your faith, everything else, okay? So let's rebuild you. Your son's living in a car with his friends. No, you got to man up. You're the daddy. You got to do everything you need to do. I didn't get a daddy. I got a piece of shit. All right, hurting me all the time. Sucks. But knew what? Business. Business got the money, got the house and the car. Now you take people like Free Ray, Ricky, Dickie, Ross. I rebuild them. Gold and platinum cards. Millions of dollars of credit. You take the Thomas was in prison for 26 years. You think you had a bad, these people what? But we have to repackage them. But it only took 6 months for Thomas because I didn't have to rebuild his crap. He was in prison for 26 years. He didn't have any crap. Michael, God rest his soul. So we look at the people that can be done. Doesn't matter if it's basically Arnold. It doesn't matter if it's Fishborn and Mama. It doesn't matter if it's basically Mr. Clinton. Didn't he get in trouble too? Didn't Biden get in trouble for touching, hugging people too much? Oh, they all, not all of them, but yeah, some of them. Oh, wow. So we look at Costner. We look at basically Giovanni for Pixar. We look at College Professor. We look at Superman for Gold's Gym. We look at Kurt Cobain, God rest his soul. And we look at We Gotta Remain too. So every walk of life in front of you, and for me, for like helping Lakers, Clippers, and Dodgers, and Angels, I've repackaged everybody. You can get repackaged for you too, but you have to follow through. Is it easy? No. So again, the problem with most of you, probably all of you, no one taught you rules and tools. Sorry. I set it up training Yarborough a long time ago for TOW become a Superior. Did I know they're not going to teach people? They should have taught everybody, but they don't want to. You see, they like to write off bad debt. You're their bad debt. How's that? Your corporation with bad debt can write it off too. Why would they want to help you? See, your cards you have personally, we need that sticky. The limit of the card, 25%, 29%. When I drew this years ago, 30% is yellow, 50 is red. So if we do this correctly, and we have these two cards, personal one, we can make sure that's the card you max out because it doesn't drop your score. So you can get some more. Rules and tools. I pray that someday God will open all the doors. My new book, basically Raise Credit Kit for the people in high school. I'm going to set up their credit files, give them rules and tools, and I'm getting them their first credit card. All right, and we're not going to get mom and dad to be an authorized user. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard on TikTok the other day, because the card is going to be older than the person you got the card for, which freezes their account, called fraud. I mean, I don't like these young guys trying to say how it works and they don't know what they're talking about. There's a lot of BS. But what happened with you? You jacked them up, got stuck, couldn't get any more. You backed yourself and your family in a corner. What is our goal? Never bring the pain home. So if we're going to play, we need to play my way. Okay? I need to blueprint every one of you, just like my blueprint calls. Dissect you, ask all these questions, put a blueprint together, find out what the goal is, and we know what the goal is, money. Then I'm going to basically say this is what you need to do. And then you need to follow through. Can you do that? So all cards fluctuate but two. But again, corporate credit doesn't fluctuate at all. So these two cards here, personal business credit. What do we get to do? Every one of you are entitled to a 750 score. You just have to do what you're told to do. Can I get you to do that? That's the key to it all. As we do this, I'm going to call it Ray's Rules, because that's what I've called it for over 40 years, Ray's Rules and Tools. If you have a collection account, all right, there's 5 ways to kill a debt. You got to man up, woman up. If you have an IRS problem, you have to be dealing with that too. See, the IRS has a magic form called 656 433A and B, so you can solve the problem. I need you to basically be serious about getting an IRS account. An IRS account you set up for you to watch your tax returns. We have a problem, okay? All right, one of the creditors is going to send you this form. It's called a 4506T or C form. And I need you to be able to fill it out and not lie. CPN. We had someone call the office today to place an order, but then he found out this Renee Holland, this shithead lady, all right, that works for a company that sells CPNs, said she worked for me 20 years ago, which she didn't, but she lies. Because why? As long as you say CPNs are against the law, I'm going to write bad reviews on you. Well, what can I say? I'm going to tell you the truth. CPNs for witness protection, government agency. Simple. So, a no shit day. Can you imagine? Life's great. You're helping people, doing everything you're supposed to do. And all of a sudden, God allows you to go into coma. Why? Why, God, why? I call it, forgive me, Father, it's a no shit day. Because $3.7 billion was stolen from me, the corporate structure. Now, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to take my 3 divisions of me and my 5 closets and do it again. See, I don't stay down. So again, as Linda sent me this on the day on the 5th, stay away from boats and fireworks. Bullshit doesn't pay our bills, it's true. Debt consolidation used to be consumer credit counseling on all the credit bureaus. That was my company. That was nonprofit. Okay, then nowadays, debt consolidation is a bunch of crap. But again, what do we have to do? Okay, all right, filing fee. All right, and you're going to file a bankruptcy. Please learn to seal your record first so it doesn't show up on your credit file, but that's up to you. As we structure this, plan the problem. If you're going to play or partner with me to do any business, corporation, division, storage unit, apartment complex, laundromat, dry cleaning, whatever it might be, we're going to plan the problem. We're going to get the asset and suck out all the equity and do more and more and more. If we lose a piece, we get another piece. We're going to plan the problem. These are people from my 6 o'clock and my 4:30, all right, on Saturdays. These are real people that have between $2 to $3 million of credit, and in the afternoon they have $4 to $6 million. One even has 7. But again, I want them to do everything I told them to do, all the pieces. Okay, they're planning on storage units. Okay, that's fine. Whatever piece we can get in the beginning, I don't care if it's EV charging stations. We take credit, the corporate credit, and we go buy the business, what we can afford to pay on the payment. Spending $50,000? No. Spending $50,000, I can maintain a bill for $150 a month. See, what happens is you waste $50 every other day. What if we could take that money we waste on a weekly base and maintain a $50,000 line of credit? Again, all right, it's your turn. We take another client, what do we get to do? We're looking at different pieces. I just want them to do everything I do. And I want them to have $35,000 a month. Now they're not getting to the $100,000 yet. But again, we're getting another piece. So what happens when you add more pieces? All right, block after block after block, division after division. Here's the $96,000 a month. We have to understand, anything worth having is fighting to go get it. Anybody who got something easy, they don't respect it anyway. That's why your friends and family, some of them ripped you off. They didn't respect you or the money. They just took advantage of it because you allowed them to. And that's what happens with most people. As we play this game, it's pretty simple. What do we get to do? $224,000 a month. But again, it's your turn. If we play this game, we can keep doing it. See, are you with me now, 3 months, 6 months, or a lifetime? My clients, 4 of them here, they're with me for clients for over 30 years. But one of them does 80 million a year. One does 22 million. One does 7 million. And they're here even tonight, listening again and again, because they want to get to the next level. There's always a next level. $367,000 a month. Again, corporation's a legal person. It's a gift. It's chapter 18. It's public record. I'm not here to be CPA and your attorney, but isn't that public law? It's right there. Again, what did I tell you to draw earlier? This is your life. Banks, city, grocery stores file bankruptcy on locations, co-branches, and stay in business. Your corporation needs 3 divisions of you. 3 divisions of you. 3 divisions of you. I need you to have more chances to try. You backed yourself in a corner. That's not acceptable. Your corporation should never do business, period, ever. It should basically do what? Buffer tax. See, that corporation has all these divisions. Money to the same bank account. It buffers tax. You're not taxed until you're profitable. Corporate credit. Let's go get it. Free money. Well, hell, what are you going to do? Win the lottery? Get a raise? It's not going to happen. So what do we get to do? Corporate credit, write it all off. We need 100,000 in the beginning, minimum. 100,000. Cars, fleet price. We get the free buffet at the hotel. Division, it's a damn line of defense. If I screw up one, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put it over here, can't save it, get rid of the bad piece. I get rid of the bad piece. All right, why would you want to be one, which is a lonely number, and be the duck and the sheep? They're cheap, multiple functions, spot wholesale price. From here, credit reports. When I established to set up the dashboards for TRW became Experian under tax ID. This is cash credit. All this for. Again, but again, you don't know how to play the game. Real estate, I can separate lines of credit, and I can separate real estate in pieces. All I know is I've had great tenants and shitty ones. I got to build a line of defense. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows SSN. But also SSN and tax ID build credit reports. Credit reports to finance the dream. Dashboards. It was very simple. As I set up the dashboards for you, corporation, division, or subsidiary, I'm allowed to use SSN and SS4. So can you. But I can set up an instant report, which means I can add you to my credit card in history. I can pop you a card using history from me, and I can ask for separate billing for you, which gives you your own account. It separates the account. All right. All right. That's how basically Barbie here, and she goes by Barbie, so don't get mad at her. All right. Barbie literally got, all right, 100,000 line of credit because we used the history. She just started. She didn't have any history. What is she going to do? But again, the way we get to play the game, I want you to play. And I started doing this, you know, on my seminars and workshops all the time in '92. Fun. So understand, tax ID and SSN. SSN was his SS5 and SS4. Okay, who wants to be the duck? That's the only thing to file bankruptcy, public record. Tax ID added to the credit file. I build supply and cash credit reports. I can get some cash credit. How much would you like? Your personal, you need 10,000 to 100,000. Corporation needs anywhere from 100,000 plus. And then we go get some checkbook money. And that's the goal. Checkbook money. Again, the ultimate goal. This form, you need to dissect it. And none of you did. I always hear, I get a tax ID, Ray. You didn't learn crap. What's an 1120? I do know. All right, you got a tax ID. You got your SSN. All right, that's basically a 1040 tax return. The SS4 is an 1120 tax return. I dissected it, and I'm explaining to Ted Turner when I was 9.5 years old. Line 1 says legal name of entity or individual person. Every bank and grocery store does this. They file bankruptcy. You need 3 of these. It says banking and credit purposes right there in your face. Per entity. Per entity. But again, it's up to you to listen or not. Dashboards. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, TransUnion just kept copying our shit that we created. TRW became Experian. CBI used to be CBI, then Equifax. They did the same thing. We're talking about tax IDs in building cash credit reports. That way you can write it off. Listen carefully. If the corporate credit is done correctly, it never shows up on personal credit file. It's over here. Hell, you can max the shit out if you had to, but it doesn't hurt you as a person. So understanding personal and business credit is the key. Each division. Doesn't matter if I got my shopping centers, my dry cleaning, my laundromats, my Wendy's, my Jack in the Boxes, my McDonald's, and all the pieces. And I got one of those too under the corporate structure years ago. All right, in the 31 flavor ice cream. Don't forget Shakey's. So there's always some shit happening. Damn, the devil won't go away. Stop it. I want to kill him. But he won't go away. I got to have the ability, if I have a piece that's in trouble, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put that sucker over here. I'm going to have a shitty tenant. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't. But I'm going to have one. My shittiest tenant was a Dodger. He's making $100 million a year, and this shithead was always late on his rent, lease payment. He's arrogant. I can pay when I want to. You know who I am? Yeah, come outside and I'll kick the shit out of you. You're not paying your bill. Okay? Get the hell out of my property. I got to get your money to pay the mortgage. You're in my way. You're always going to have a shithead. I'm sorry. It's true. So we have to understand cash and supply credit. You have sacrificed you. That's what you've done. It's not acceptable. Not acceptable. You're going to partner with me in anything, you better get your assets together. Line of defense. The only thing I'm willing to sacrifice is the division. Not my family. Not my corporation. All right? Because it's always a division. Has to be a division. If we do this correctly, who guarantees the credit card? Now listen carefully. A credit card is in the corporation's name, but they're going to ask for a CFO. If I build you the reports, your division can guarantee the credit. Franchise, property. It takes 2 divisions per entity. That's why I say if you have 9, you need 18. Okay, 9 to receive the asset, 9 to guarantee the asset. And that's just how it works. So if we want to, you don't have to be a duck or a sheep. But here's the next problem we have. $100,000 on a credit card, okay? Let's take American Express 100,000s. Let's take Wells Fargo's 150s. If I get one card for the corporation that I get you on your corporation, you can daisy chain it to 9 divisions right away. Now, American Express is going to offer you 99 more cards. That's ridiculous. Hell, to me, that could be $100 million. No, that's stupid. That gets out of hand. So if we do one card and ask for 9 more cards, we can ask for the reapply or separate billing. We can learn the process that I created for me called daisy chaining of credit. Got it? Again, each location, 9 Wendy's, 9 Taco Bells, 9 storage units, 9 laundromats, whatever, each one needs its own P&L, profit loss statement, and should be a bucket of money. Which one of the 9 is going to have an oh shit day? Which one is going to have a problem? An employee, supplier, creditor. Which one is going to screw up? I don't know. Do you? I got to plan the problem. I got to make sure I never bring the pain home. Attorneys, I'm sorry. I pass the bar too, but I don't drink. But I didn't do that for you. I did it for me to understand how it works. This stupid attorney, and I'll call him stupid. He takes my client. He takes the duplex out of the irrevocable trust, all set up for income. But her husband, before he died, the rest of so was my client for years. But his problem is how he talked to his wife. He said, honey, I set this up so you can have what? An allowance the rest of your life. You don't say the word allowance to a woman. Are you crazy? Okay? You got to bite your tongue a little longer. You can say, honey, I set this up so you have an income forever because I love you. Now that's okay. Allowance, no. All right, so he had to learn to bite his tongue a little longer. I got her money back. He had 2 more complaints. All right, it's like people going to a bankruptcy attorney don't need a bankruptcy. Here's our problem. If we have a duplex, listen very carefully. That is what? A division, and it's 1 division for the duplex. Okay, we have to pay the bank. We want to lease them out, bring in money, pay the mortgage, have the leftover. Everybody knows the common sense to it. No problem. Problem is, we have three liabilities. The bank is one, the A unit and B units two. That's three liabilities. If we take the division and we receive the quitclaim deeded into a division right here, and what do we get to do? We have to pay, and listen carefully, the mortgage to the corporation. And from there we have unit A and B. These are subdivisions. Okay, why? Because I don't know if A or B is going to slip and fall and sue, but it's a different name. As long as the lease agreement is different than each other, they will sue the one that's in their name that they signed the lease of. Now, not done. We do a deed of trust assignment of rents. Deed of trust assignment of rents. We don't leave any equity sitting there. Equity sitting is stupid. Someone can steal it. We can leverage it into more. Every property needs a division. Every duplex needs 3. Every fourplex needs 5. So a division process. If you're going to roll the dice in any type of business, don't let it be you or the corporation, because you're all over the Secretary of State's website. And if you got the LLC, you have the CTA Act. If you don't abide by their Biden rules, all right, it's $500 a day in penalties. So we got to play. We have to understand the game to play. So here what we do. If I have 9 divisions, I need 18. 9 to guarantee for the 9 I have. And that's usually the laundromat or storage unit. No, laundromat dry cleaning. If I want a storage unit between the 18 to 36, that's going to be storage unit. The apartment complex should be the 72. But again, this is where you got to get your mindset. Which tenant can slip, fall, and sue you and screw you up? Will they name everybody? Will they get in? It's like I got a client the other day. Ray, my attorney says it's okay if they sue me because it's in an LLC. He went to the deposition and I said, hey, they're going to ask you, who's the managing member? You are. All right. The LLC, it says certificate of ownership. Right on that. It says right there. Who's got them? You. So in 2 seconds, you pierced your own damn veil. All right. Because it's got a lawsuit named everybody. Join the club. See, the problem is he didn't think you hurt him. Well, the attorney said it's not going to be a problem with me. In a deposition, they get to tear apart your life, your bank accounts. They get to ask everybody around you questions and tear you apart and treat you like a damn crook. Well, that's what they do. So the way it's designed, because I created it, corporation division 3, 2, and 1 more. If you do it my way, this is $16 million of credit. Is that okay? We get $16 million. See, each entity is entitled to $1 million, but to build $1 million of credit to the corporation, it takes 13 months to do that on an average. So if we daisy chain it, we can speed up the process. But again, getting that first 100,000 is not hard to do. But again, 10 more cards, 9 more cards. But again, we're trying to play the game to win. There's only 10 great credit cards on planet Earth, only 10. So if I do basically add history on my dashboard for you, after you daisy chain credit, then you ask for separate billing or reapply. That's the goal. So tonight, in this group, I want to do something totally different. I want to do something weird. I like doing different things. I change these things all the time on purpose. So if tonight we wanted 3 divisions for $9.99 or 9 for $24.99, tonight only. This is an only one thing. This is not a specialist on the phone. This is not letting someone write it up for me so they get a commission. If you want tonight, all right, you will get 9, all right, 9, triple. 3 times that for $9.99 tonight, 9. All right, instead of 18, what are you going to get? Add it up, because our goal is what? So 3 times the divisions if they're done tonight, if it's done by Zelle. All right, if it's not, that's okay. Call the office tomorrow. It's $4.99. Okay, it's a Zelle.